The UEFA Champions League is finally back and we are just a few hours away from the opening kickoff. Following the success of the league phase last season, 36 teams enter the competition with the ultimate goal of winning the most coveted trophy in club football. Today we'll be taking a look at all 18 games that will be happening on Matchday 1 of the 2025-26 season as we predict which teams will get started on the right foot and which teams might fall at the first hurdle. The opening matchday of the Champions League is finally here, so let's go ahead and talk about it. The first match of the day is the highly anticipated clash between Atletico and Arsenal that will be taking place at the Estadio de San Mamés in Bilbao, Spain. Atletico are off to a hot start in La Liga, coming away with 3 wins and 1 loss from their first 4 matches as they currently sit 3 points behind league leaders Real Madrid in 3rd place. Arsenal have the exact same record in the Premier League, but they've scored 9 goals and conceded just 1 in the same time frame as they currently sit in 2nd place behind Liverpool. Both sides will be looking to start their Champions League campaign off with a win, and considering how strong they've been in their domestic leagues, this match might be closer than most people think. It's going to be a great opening match for the new Champions League season, and with my 2-1 prediction going the way of Arsenal, it'll be the visitors who get the last laugh. The next game on the list sees PSV taking on debutants Union Saint-Gilloise at the Philipsstadion in Eindhoven. PSV are off to a blistering start in the Eredivisie, coming away with 4 wins and 1 loss from their first 5 matches as they lead the Dutch domestic league with a +9 goal differential. Union Saint-Gilloise have also gone off to a great start as they lead the Belgian domestic league with 17 points from their first 7 matches, securing 5 wins and 2 draws on the way to the top spot. This match is going to be a delight for any neutral fans who decide to tune in, but I have a feeling that PSV will be able to contain the Belgian momentum over the course of 90 minutes. If you decide to watch this game over the Athletic Club Arsenal clash, and if my prediction comes true and PSV win by a 2-0 scoreline, then the Dutch side will be at the top of the table for a brief period of time. Moving on to the next match of the day, we have Benfica going up against Qarabag at the Estadio da Luz in Lisbon, Portugal. Benfica are still unbeaten in the Portuguese league, coming away with 3 wins and 1 draw from their first 4 matches with a +5 goal differential. On the other hand, Qarabag have struggled so far in the Azeri Premier League, coming away with just 4 points from their first 3 matches as they currently sit 7th in the league table. I am certain that Benfica can come away with a victory in this match, but it may take a while for them to score as Qarabag will be defending for the majority of this game. It's going to be interesting to see how these two different styles of football face off against one another, but with a 2-0 victory going the way of Benfica, it should be smooth sailing for the Portuguese side. Next up on the list is the first marquee matchup of the day, which sees Juventus taking on Borussia Dortmund at the Allianz Stadium in Turin. Juventus have gotten off to a cracking start in the Serie A, coming away with victories against Parma, Genoa, and Inter as they currently find themselves level on 9 points with Napoli. Dortmund started off their Bundesliga campaign with a thrilling 3-3 draw against São Paulo, but they followed it up with a 3-0 win versus Union Berlin and a 2-0 win on the road at Heidenheim. Both sides are currently on a hot run of form, which raises the stakes of this match by a significant margin. It's going to be an exciting game by two teams who desperately want to win, but I'm predicting a 1-1 scoreline which will see both teams failing to break one another. The next match of the day sees Real Madrid taking on Marseille at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in the Spanish capital. Real Madrid have gone off to a great start in La Liga with 4 wins from their first 4 matches and 12 points at the top of the table. On the other hand, Marseille have started their Ligue 1 campaign off with losses against Rennes and Lyon as they currently sit in 7th place with just 6 points altogether. It's pretty clear how this game is going to unfold, and I'm not expecting too many surprises here. Los Blancos should take care of business in dominant fashion, and with a 3-0 win to start their Champions League campaign off, it will be a night of celebration in the heart of Madrid. Moving on to the final game of Tuesday night, we have Tottenham taking on Villareal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. The reigning Europa League champions have gotten off to a decent start in the Premier League, grabbing 3 wins and 1 loss from their first 4 matches as they find themselves in 3rd place with 9 points. Their Spanish counterparts currently find themselves in 5th place in La Liga with 2 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in their first 4 matches, including just 1 point from their last 2 games against Celta Vigo and Atletico Madrid. This match is going to be a lot closer than most people expect, but the home side should be able to make a breakthrough later in the game. It's going to be a nail-biter for all the Spurs fans in the stadium, but with a 1-0 victory in their opening game, they'll grab those crucial 3 points to kickstart their campaign. Moving on to the first match of Wednesday evening, we have Olympiacos taking on debutants Pafos FC at the Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium in Piraeus, Greece. The reigning Greek champions have had no problems in the Greek Super League so far, coming away with 3 wins from their first 3 matches, scoring 9 goals and keeping a clean sheet in every match so far. On the other hand, the Cypriot debutants won their opening match against Apoel Nicosia, but lost to Apollon Limassol in their home opener. While it may seem like the home side have the obvious advantage here, I have a feeling that we'll see some drama unfolding in this match. The Greek side will be in control for most of this game, but I'm predicting a 1-1 final scoreline, which will see Pafos grabbing the equalizer in the final minutes of this tie. The next match of the day sees Slavia Slavia Prague taking on debutants Bodo Glimt at the Fortuna Arena in the Czech capital. Slavia Prague are still unbeaten after 8 matches in the Czech league, coming away with 6 wins and 2 draws as they sit in first place with 20 points. Meanwhile, in the Norwegian top flight division, Bodo Glimt find themselves at the top of the table with 48 points from 21 matches, having scored 58 goals and conceding just 19 along the way. It's going to be an extremely close game between two evenly matched sides, but the visitors might just have enough firepower to pull off a crazy upset. This is definitely a match worth tuning into before the 9 o'clock games start, and if Bodo Glimt come away with a 2-1 victory like I predicted, they will earn their first points in Champions League history. The next match on the schedule sees Ajax taking on Inter Milan at the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam. The Dutch Giants have gone off to a decent start in the Eredivisie with 3 wins and 2 draws from their first 5 matches, which sees them currently sitting in 3rd place. On the other hand, Inter Milan began their Serie A campaign with a dominant 5-0 win over Torino, followed by a 2-1 loss to Udinese and a thrilling 4-3 loss to Juventus, plummeting them to 11th place in the league table. While things may not be looking too good for Inter Milan at the moment, this game gives them the chance to start things off strong in the Champions League at Ajax's expense. The visitors will be looking to put their past results behind them, and with a dominant 3-0 victory in Ajax's backyard, it's going to be an offensive masterclass from the Italian side. Moving on to arguably the most exciting game of Matchday 1, Bayern Munich will be facing off against Chelsea at the Allianz Arena in the south of Germany. The reigning German champions have had a very easy start to their Bundesliga campaign, coming away with 3 wins from their first 3 matches, scoring 14 goals and conceding just 2 along the way. Chelsea haven't fared as well in the Premier League, coming away with 2 disappointing draws against Crystal Palace and Brentford, which sees them sitting in 5th place with 8 points after 4 matches. Both sides have key players who are dealing with injuries at the moment, so the deciding factor here will be how the managers change up their starting 11. This game is going to be filled with moments of high-octane football, and with the home side squeezing out a 3-2 win over the visitors, this will be one of the best games of Matchday 1. Moving on to another marquee matchup on the list, we have Liverpool taking on Atletico Madrid at Anfield in Northern England. The reigning Premier League champions have continued their winning ways in the new season, with 4 wins from their first 4 matches, giving them 12 points and top spot in the league table. On the other hand, Atletico are currently off to one of their worst starts in recent years in La Liga, coming away with 1 win, 2 draws and 1 loss in their first 4 matches. On paper, it seems like Liverpool should win this match in convincing fashion, but something is telling me that it won't be as close as we think. The home side will be dictating the tempo of this match all the way until the final whistle, and even with a narrow 2-1 victory over Atletico, they will go on to grab the all-important 3 points. Moving on to the final match of Wednesday evening, we have PSG squaring off against Atalanta at the Parc des Princes in Paris. The reigning treble holders remain perfect in Ligue 1 after 4 games, having scored 10 goals while conceding just 3, with 12 points at the top of the table. On the other side of the pitch, Atalanta could only grab a 1-1 draw against Pisa and Parma in their first 2 games, followed by a dominant 4-1 victory over Lecce at home as they currently sit in 7th place in Serie A. There is one side that clearly has all the momentum in the world right now, while the other team is struggling to find their rhythm at the moment. It's going to be a dominant showing from the home side, and with a 4-1 victory going the way of PSG, it's going to be a goal fest for the ages. Moving on to the opening match on Thursday evening, we have Club Brugge taking on Monaco at the Jan Bredel Stadium in Bruges. The Belgian side haven't gone off to the best of starts in their domestic league, coming away with 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses in their first 6 matches, scoring a total of just 7 goals as they sit in 5th place. Monaco have gotten off to a considerably stronger start than their Belgian counterparts, coming away with 3 wins and 1 loss from their first 4 matches in Ligue 1 as they sit in 3rd place in the league table. The home side are currently going through a poor stretch of form, and this is the perfect opportunity for the visitors to grab 3 points on the road. This match will see both sides scoring goals throughout the course of 90 minutes, with Monaco securing a dominant 3-1 victory away from home and with 3 important points on the board. The next match of the day sees FC Copenhagen taking on Bayer Leverkusen at the Parken Stadium in the Danish capital. Copenhagen have gone off to a solid start in the Danish domestic league with 5 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses from their first 8 matches, which sees them sitting in 2nd place with 16 points. On the other hand, Leverkusen have gone off to a very shaky start in the Bundesliga, coming away with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss and 4 points from their first 3 matches. With the sacking of Erik ten Hag and the departure of Bayer Leverkusen's best players, this matchup is a lot more even than most people may realize. This game will be the only goalless contest of the day, and with both teams settling for a 0-0 draw, I'm not expecting too much from this matchup. Moving on to one of the more exciting games of the day, we have Eintracht Frankfurt taking on Galatasaray at the Deutsche Bank Park in Western Germany. The German side started off their Bundesliga campaign with a dominant 4-1 victory over Werder Bremen, followed by a 3-1 win over Hoffenheim before suffering a 3-1 loss to Leverkusen on Matchday 3. On the other hand, Galatasaray have won all 5 of their opening matches in the Super League, scoring 15 goals and conceding just 1 as they find themselves at the top of the league table. This match is going to be an absolute treat for both sets of fans, as well as any neutral supporters who decide to tune in, with a shocking upset very much on the cards. It will be a hard-fought battle between both sides, but Galatasaray will manage to squeeze a 2-1 victory away from home, followed by 3 crucial points for their campaign. Moving on to the final marquee matchup of the day, Manchester City will be taking on Napoli at the Etihad Stadium in the north of England. Pep Guardiola's side have not gone off to the greatest of starts, with 2 wins and 2 losses from their first 4 matches, as they currently sit in 8th place in the league table. Napoli, on the other hand, are taking the Serie A by storm, coming away with 3 wins from their first 3 matches against Sassuolo, Cagliari, and Fiorentina, as they sit at the top of their league table. With Kevin De Bruyne's return to Manchester being the headline story of this game, it's going to be an offensive masterclass from the two sides. Both teams will be sharing the spoils in this game, and with a 2-2 draw coming at the end of 90 minutes, these two exciting sides will have to settle for 1 point each. The next match of the day will also be an exciting one, with Newcastle United taking on Barcelona at St. James's Park in Newcastle. The reigning EFL Cup champions have gone off to a pretty shocking start, coming away with just 1 win, 2 draws and 1 loss, including 2 0-0 draws against Aston Villa and Leeds. Barcelona have gotten off to a much better start, with 3 wins and 1 draw from their first 4 matches, sitting just 2 points behind Real Madrid in second place. It's pretty clear who the favorite side is here, and even with Barcelona's lengthy injury list, they have more than enough firepower to get the job done. It should be a walk in the park for the Spanish visitors, and with a 2-0 victory over Newcastle, they'll be going back home with 3 points in the bag. And to finish off matchday 1 of the 2025-26 Champions League season, we have Sporting CP taking on debutants Kairat Almaty at the Jose Alvalade Stadium in the Portuguese capital. Sporting have gotten off to a solid start in their domestic league, coming away with 4 wins and 1 loss in their first 5 matches, scoring 15 goals and conceding just 4 along the way. Kairat Almaty have also been dominant in the Kazakh Premier League, coming away with 15 wins, 4 draws and 3 losses in their first 22 matches, as they currently sit at the top of the league table with 49 points. While it would be great to see Kairat grab a shocking result in their first ever Champions League game, it's pretty obvious as to how this match will play out. Sporting should have very few problems in this match, and with a dominant 3-0 victory going the way of the hosts, it's going to be a great game. Matchday 1 in the 2025-26 Champions League season is going to be one for the ages, and with 18 thrilling games coming our way, you don't want to miss out on any of the action. But what do you think of the Matchday 1 games in this season's Champions League campaign? Which match are you most looking forward to, and are there any teams that you think can pull off a shocking result? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more football content, tier lists, and everything in between, and as always, I'll catch you next time.